Okay, welcome back. We're going to do some naval exploration this time around. We get in the ship and start. There's a lot of interesting little items you can get. And actually, it's possible to take the ship all the way back to Guardia and the towns you've already been to if you want. But I'm not going to bother with that because there isn't that much. It's just like little bits of dialogue. Once we get some flying transportation later in the game, we can do stuff like that. But for now, I'm just going to look around the open ocean here and pick up a few items, and then we'll continue on with the regular story. Somewhere over here, there's like a... There we go, right there. Go in here and you get a spell book. Now, with the spells, you keep getting these spell books, but the most powerful spells for each element, they're really tough to find. There's only one of them, and I think I just got the water one. But for now, we're gonna cut to Lysander, and he's back at home with family. Kind of a echo of the earlier flashback. They're sitting by the fire, and Leonard's just kind of wandering around here. And this is kind of interesting because it's Lysander's Lysander telling his sort of perspective on everything that's happened during the game. And what's funny is that he thinks he talks about Arius, and in a little while he uses some line that I think it's coming up here. Let's wait for it. Alright, it should be any second now. And he becomes friends with the traders and animals. And but at some point, I'm not sure exactly when. Sometime during this this recollection. Oh, there it is. Okay, a copy of me who have been polluted. That's interesting because that's exactly what Arius thinks of him. Like we saw in that long flashback, that Arius thinks Lysander was polluted by the Gallian, philosophy and by his father, and that made him sort of, this fanatic. But he thinks that Arius is the one that's polluted, and that he's been, sort of turned against everything that Lysander thinks is good by people of other races. So it's very sort of mirror images of one another, and they both think the other one is the one that's the evil twin, the one that's not me. And really, the way it is, they're both him. They're like two sides of one person. And Arius is sort of represents I guess what Lysander could have been if he had a different childhood. And so that's, but he definitely doesn't look at it that way. But now we're docked over here before we continue sailing. And there's a bit here where you just walk around and talk to everybody. And then once you're done talking to everybody, you can continue. And there's actually a couple of these in this part of the game. I have like a lull, because we're about to get to Gallia. In fact, we probably will, before the end of the next episode of this, not this one. But we're about to enter Gallia, and it's kind of, and that's when things get pretty intense. You'll see. It's hostile territory. I mean, Lysander's there, all the army is there, and whatever. It's they're under the gun. So for now, they just got to enjoy the peaceful times that they have. And now talking about the difficult times in Gallia, where the rebellion has just gotten a lot of traction since Lysander's departure, as he was working on that before he came up with the whole Guardia plot, and or at least before he sailed to Guardia to try and finish everything off. But sometimes it makes it sound like Lysander's the only competent person in Gallia. Without him, everything just falls apart. But you meet the council later, and they're buttheads. They're just politicians. They're not really dedicated to the cause like Lysander is, and that's the theme that gets kind of hammered home multiple times. The whole idea of the real believers being misled by just sort of cynical politicians. But now we're just gonna want to keep talking to him, and Galdar apparently is an expert on the construction of ships. He's not impressed, and now we're gonna head here and talk to Turnus and Shirley. And of course, it's Turnus who's cozying up to her and just having a good time while he can. And this is interesting. She recognizes him. Well, she doesn't recognize him, but she knows his sister, Molly, and so yeah, they look a little alike. And then Shirley says, "You're her creep brother," and so that's one connection that Shirley has. There's a couple others that are important, and she's a little more coherent now. I think she's sobered up, since they met her in the town. Now we're gonna go talk to Nova, who is sort of stewing in her contempt for their new shipmates. And this conversation starts out innocently enough, but now she's concerned. I mean, they're all nervous because they're about to go into Gallia and risk their lives, even more so they were doing. And Arius makes the mistake of complimenting Felicia, which is not what Nova wants to hear at the moment. She doesn't like that somebody she considered a bitter enemy is now on their side, and she just is contemptuous of Shirley. How do I get this to advance? I guess maybe I can go downstairs and hit up one of the beds there. That's probably what does it. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So now we're back in the boat, and we're going to go through a very treacherous bit of things here. Oh my god, look at this. This is a lot of rock and debris float around very quickly. This is kind of ridiculous because it's like ship-seeking rocks. And, oh, I think, oh jeez, oh man, shit. It took a lot of hits just there. I think the way this dungeon works is that you can get hit 10 times and then it's game over. So I think I'm already up to 5. I gotta be careful. But obviously this is, I don't think rocks like that travel back and forth across the water at 70-80 miles an hour are found in nature. But now we've got a barrier here, but we can deal with it with our cannon. And Turnus is pleased with that. And of course Nova's upset because God forbid anybody compliment Felicia for anything. This is really not bringing out a very good side of her. Alright, let's see. All these ones go in little squares, which is even more ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, if this was... Oh boy. And there's fights, of course. Don't do that. This is almost as bad as that other dungeon where you chase the octopus and then you get in fights. Alright, so now we're going to just inch our way through here. At least this, this is a situation you might actually come across. You have to be a damn good sailor to avoid all this, but at least it's not, blatantly crazy like those moving rocks. Okay. This reminds me of, like, really old puzzles I used to do. Very early RPG Maker stuff. Just dodging. Having to walk the right path. Now we're pretty much out of here. This isn't like a full-fledged dungeon or anything. It's just like a little adventure. And there's a sea serpent. No! But we're going to waste him with the cannon. Yeah, see, check that out. He's gone. But we're not out of the woods yet. There's no one that came up. And we're going to have to fight this one. And that's a pretty cool looking graphic. And it works really well with that background. See that? It looks like he really is coming in and out of the water. That's cool. Alright, so let's see if I can use the strongest spells on him. There we go. Oh, wait, no. Oh, what the fuck is a typhoon? It thinks a sea serpent. Water's not gonna hurt it. Those crits will. Whew. Alright, so I gotta find something else for Nova to do. Maybe, ice might do something, though. That's worth a shot. If I can just find this strong... Well, I'll cure Arius first. Oh, lightning is good stuff. I mean, I guess that makes sense that things friggin' sit in water. That's a lot like that thing in Bioshock, where you can zap the water, and you can fry some dudes that are hiding in there. Yeah, this guy's not going to last much longer with this kind of assault. Look at those crits. God, they're doing more damage than anything else. It's only going to get crazier, too. It's going to be like consistent 999 by the end of the game. Jeez. Galdar's done like thousands of damage in this. Okay, I know, I gotta start freaking out about them. But they're so satisfying. I mean, you're only getting half the experience. You know, just watching. The other half is hitting that enter key and, you know, watching those crits pile up. Yeah, it's good times. Alright, so we're done with that. And, we're gonna sail out of this, this death trap. And now we're landing on the shores of the Gallian continent, so pay attention because this is what Legacy is going to be, this area. And you'll even come back to this lake. This lake is like a little national park or something, or I don't know what you call it, regional park. And so we're going to relax here. And there's another bit where you walk around and talk to everybody. But the conversations are a lot longer, so I probably should bring this one to a close. And we'll do some hardcore character building next time. Peace.